I'm just above the port of Dover this morning, which saw record-breaking numbers last week. 1,500 people successfully made the journey last week. Last Monday was a record-breaking day. 828 people successfully made the journey. I want to bring you the up-to-date stats that we have from the Home Office from the weekend. These have just come through. Latest stats say 75 migrants reached the UK on 4 boats yesterday. The French intercepted 3 crossings involving 42 people. So that's according to the Home Office. Now, from our perspective, we've been here since 7:30 this morning. We saw a crossing at that time involving about 15 migrants. They were just taken off to the side here by a Home Office vessel, by a Border Force vessel, and those people looked really tired and really weary. It looked like the cramp had set it in their legs. They could barely walk. They looked absolutely exhausted. We imagine they were probably on the water since yesterday afternoon. And then at 11:30, when I was live with Patrick and Mercy, actually, a Border Force vessel came down this strait behind me with about 30 migrants on board, packed onto the Border Force vessel in their orange life jackets, and again they were taken over there. We've also had confirmation of several landings taking place along the beaches towards Folkestone in that direction. So it's pretty safe to say from our perspective that the numbers from yesterday have been beaten. We'd say over 100 people have landed here so far today alone, and if the weather stays as fine as it does, we will continue to see those landings because the crossings are seasonal. If it's dry, if it's warm, if the sea is nice and calm like it is today, we will see more and more people making that really dangerous journey. And it is a dangerous journey, even at its smallest part here, about 20 miles long, over to France, that direction. It's still very choppy, very dangerous, and the vessels that they are coming across in are dinghies. They are unseaworthy. They are designed for lakes or something like that. They're designed for 7 or 8 people. And as we saw this morning, as the Border Force vessels were dragging the dinghies behind, they were towing the dinghies behind. They are built for 7 or 8 people, but 30 or 40 people had been packed into them. It was pretty remarkable, really. And this is all part of a massive business that's going on the coasts of France and Belgium. Human trafficking gangs are making tens of thousands of pounds packing desperate people into dinghies. They're charging them thousands and thousands of pounds, putting them in a boat and risking their lives to get here. And that's what we are seeing increasingly happen. We've had 12,600 people successfully make the journey in 2021 so far. There's still a lot of the year to go. 8,000 last year, so you can see the increase already from last year, and just over 2,000 in 2019. So that business is absolutely skyrocketing. Now, Priti Patel is having to show some force with these record-breaking numbers. She has authorised plans for armoured jet skis to go out into the channel and physically turn these dinghies around. So 2 jet skis, one would take the front of a dinghy, one would take the back, and they would face it towards France. The idea being that it would stop people getting in those dinghies with the risk that they could just be turned straight back around. But would that actually happen in reality? I don't think so. You need the support of the French, and the French have already said that it breaks maritime law. Maritime law saying that ships have a clear duty to anyone in danger or distress. And as I just described with those dinghies are unseaworthy. Anybody on a dinghy in the middle of the English Channel is in danger or distress. So those people who are potentially pushing the dinghies back around could not guarantee that everybody on board is safe. Another thing to note is that there's actually no international water in the English Channel. There's English waters and then there's French waters, and it immediately becomes English about halfway through the channel. And once a vessel, once a dinghy enters English waters, they have effectively reached the UK, and it's at that point where a Border Force vessel intercepts them and brings them back here, and that's what we were seeing happening this morning. So Priti Patel has suggested that she could turn back the boats, but as we've just heard, it's actually a lot more complex than that, and unfortunately there's no simple or easy answer to solve the migrant crisis.